Okay, so ready to jump into the world of fencing?
Always ready for some swordplay.
Well, today's deep dive is going to be a little less about the actual sport and a little more about the politics, I guess you could
Look
say.
behind the scenes, yeah.
Exactly. So we've got this article here from USA Fencing itself. It's dated December 16th, 2024, so pretty recent.
Right?
And it's about the recent FIE Congress elections. So I know, maybe not as exciting as watching an actual bout, but trust me, this is important stuff.
Absolutely. This is about who gets to call the shots in the world of
Uh,
fencing.
right. So maybe first, for anyone listening who maybe isn't super familiar with all the acronyms and organizations, can you just break down what the FIE Congress actually is?
Sure. So FIE stands for the International Fencing Federation. Basically, it's like the UN of fencing, right? They set the rules, organize the big competitions, the Olympics, World Championships, all that.
Okay. So basically, if you're a fencer anywhere in the world, you got to play by their rules.
Pretty much. And this Congress, it's basically their big meeting where they elect officials and, well, make all the big decisions about the direction of the sport.
Got it. So kind of a big deal.
Definitely a big deal.
And this article is all about how USA Fencing did in these elections. And let me tell you, they did pretty well.
Yeah, they made quite the impression.
They did. The article highlights a bunch of wins, like specific USA Fencing members getting elected to key positions.
Right, and not just any positions, but positions with real clout. For example, one member was elected to chair the Rules Commission. That's huge.
Oh, okay. So why is that so huge? Break that down for me.
Well, think about it. The Rules Commission, they're the ones who literally write the rules of the sport. They decide what's a legal move, what's not, how points are scored, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, wow. Okay. So having a USA Fencing member in charge of that, I'm starting to see why this is a big deal.
Right. It gives them a major say in how the sport evolves. It's not just about winning medals anymore. It's about influencing the very framework of fencing itself.
So it's almost like, I don't know, strategic advantage on a whole other level.
Exactly. It's playing the long game.
That's fascinating.
Mm.
And the article, it doesn't just stop at the elections. It also talks about some other things USA Fencing is doing, right? Like programs and initiatives.
Yeah, they mentioned a few interesting things. One that caught my eye was their equipment refurbishment program.
Oh, yeah, that sounds interesting.
It is. Basically, they take used fencing equipment, refurbish it, and then redistribute it to clubs and fencers who need it.
Okay, so what's the thinking behind that?
Well, fencing equipment, it can be expensive, right? Especially for beginners or people just starting out. This program helps to lower that barrier to entry, making the sport more accessible to a wider range of people.
That's awesome. So it's not just about winning at the elite level, it's about growing the sport as a whole.
Exactly. And they also highlighted their work on diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, DEIB initiatives. They even have these DEIB awards, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that mentioned in the article.
So they're clearly making a conscious effort to make the sport more welcoming and inclusive for everyone.
It's great to see them, walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Definitely.
Okay, so just to kind of recap everything we've talked about,
Yeah.
USA Fencing, they're really stepping up on the international stage, both in terms of their influence and their commitment to growing the sport.
I would agree.
So what does this all mean? What could this mean for the future of American fencing?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Could this lead to more American fencers on the podium at the Olympics? Could we see a surge in the sport's popularity here at home? It's definitely an exciting time to be following fencing.
Right. And that, my friends, is what makes this all so interesting. It's not just about elections or rules. It's about the potential impact on the sport, on the athletes, on everyone. Who knows what the future holds, but it's definitely looking bright for USA Fencing right now. So that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time for another fascinating look at, well, whatever topic you all choose for us to explore next.
Looking forward to it.